Jesse Saunders. What's up, baby? How you feeling? Hey, listen, we wanted to get some information, let the people know. There's a lot of individuals that know your legacy, they know what you've done within the house music community, but they don't know you as a person, you know what I mean? They see what you've done to create a culture of house, you know what I mean? They know that you're a pioneer, you're a legend, you know what I mean? So
yeah, but there's a reason for that.
Okay.
I didn't want nobody to know. No,
you didn't want nobody to know. I hear that. But yeah, I mean, we just want to let the people, enlighten the individuals out here that purchase the music, and just kind of get personal and person to person with the fans, you know what I mean? The people that actually buy the material, people that are actually out here to support the whole cause, So if you could talk a little bit about Chicago and what it's meant for you, then that would be definitely a good deal. Just let people know.
Come on now, how much time you got? How much tape you got over there?
We got a lot of tape, man. We got as much tape as you can talk.
You want me to talk, man?
Yeah, man.
You don't know what you're getting yourself into.
I'm telling you, Jesse, we want to know. I mean, you one of the pioneers. You're a legendary guy. I mean, I'm sure you got a lot of stuff to say, and I'm sure people need to hear it. So there you go. Floor is yours.
Man, see, now you put me on the spot now. I'm like, where do I start? It all started in a basement at 7238 South King Drive. No, you know what it is? It's like Chicago, I just finished writing my book. Right. So it's like I'm drawing a lot of information from there. And what I wanted to do in there was showcase the fact that Chicago, before house was even like a notion. I mean, we go way back. We can go back to like the 20s and 30s and stuff. We had, people coming up like Billie Holiday and stuff like that, and B.B. King and all those kind of people who jazz, blues, and whatnot influence what Chicago is all about. Now, all of this music, obviously, in making house music, it's all an influence, that came together in a culmination of a lot of different styles. I mean, I can even thank Steve Dahl from The Loop for having a disco demolition derby, you know what I'm saying? Without him, we wouldn't have had that push for the whole disco thing. But to make a long story short, what Chicago's really meant to me is a birthplace of just good music and good people. We were doing parties, sneaking Steve out the house, to come DJ and stuff, Farley was a thugged out in Stacey Adams and stuff, talking about he wanted to play some disco, and next thing you know, he's playing. Influenced people like my man here, coming up under Ray Barney and, putting records out on that side and, being the person he is today. But basically, it's an evolution for everybody, man. It's like everybody contributes. You know what I'm saying? Without the contribution, you don't get a taste of Chicago. Right. That's the reason why we can do something like this. Right. Have people come together and, we do the 4th of July party, the old school reunion. That's what it's all about. Celebrating what this music is meant to everyone, the feeling that it creates, and where it's taking us today. I mean, we're going to be 70, 80 years old, K's out there, you know what I'm saying? Because it's just that special. So, in essence, it's just basically an evolution. I like to call it a smorgasbord or a gumbo, where you just throw everything in that pot and see what comes out. And as long as you got some soul and some heart, you're gonna make some good music.
Now, two things. One, let's hear a little bit about this book. Plug the book, let everybody know, because I'm sure they're gonna want to go out and purchase this book. And I think it's something that they need to go out and purchase. Is definitely if they want to know the history of house music, because this is a short interview, and I'm sure there's a broad spectrum of information that you would like to get to individuals out there, and something that they definitely should get if they're house pioneers, or house consumers, people that just want to be educated and know a little bit more about the actual music.
The original book that I wrote, House Music, The Real Story, which I kept the same title even though it's kind of evolved into something else, was more or less an extension of me just wanting to kind of get my feelings out about what it was all about. My mom had just passed away a year before that. I wrote it in 99 and released it like that spring and whatnot. But I kind of did that on my own, self-published it, because I just wanted to get the people who really wanted to know. You know what I'm saying? It's like if you really were down and you really wanted to know, you would seek it out and you'd find it. It wasn't in those stores. It wasn't anywhere but the website. I gave a few away and stuff like that. What I've done now is I've taken that concept, because, just like when I did On and On, you did the first house record, I didn't know nothing about the record business, right? I just kind of winged it and just started throwing stuff out. And lucky there was a Ray Barney around to help me distribute stuff and stuff like that. But with the book, it was the same thing. I knew nothing about the literary world.
Now, what would you say to up and coming artists that want to take that same route and do what you've done? Because they see the individuals like you just you know, went into it, and sometimes you have to take that leap, you know, and individuals like myself, you know, if it wasn't for individuals like, you know, you and other pioneers in the game, it wouldn't be a DJ Skip or Paul Johnson or Roy Davis Jr. I mean, so we're definitely appreciative. But what type of advice would you give people that's trying to get into the business? Because there are a lot of talented individuals out here and aspiring artists that want to produce music, that want to DJ, you know, so, I mean, what type of information would you get them?
Well, dude, you know, it's easy now. I mean, back when we were doing stuff, it was like, if you really couldn't play or no, you know, musical structure, you didn't have, I mean, a sampler was like a dream, you know what I'm saying? You could gather like maybe a second on a little digital delay, and that was about it. That's why you got stuff like I'm Scared and Funkin' with the Drums and all this other stuff, Dum Dum and all, because that's all we can sample. Now you can sample forever. You can sample a whole damn album, it won't even matter. Right. So it's like, you got the technology now. You had like people like myself, and Steve and whatnot, pioneering all of this stuff, so that now it's enabled people to be able to go out, get Reason, get Cubase, Pro Tools, whatever, put some stuff together and throw it out like a factory. So I mean, from that perspective, all you really need to do is just jump in the game, get the equipment, talk to a couple people, myself, him, Steve, anybody you can get a hold. That's why these conferences are great. You can mingle with everybody, see a few panels, talk to a couple of people, go back home, create some stuff, shoot, send it to us. You know, put it out yourself, start your own label. You can do any of that kind of thing. I mean, it's just a whole lot easier now than it was back in the day.
Now this Chicago LP, you know, it's definitely something special. I think it's a magical project that most individuals, you know, don't even believe at this point. You know, so what do you want to tell individuals about this Chicago LP? Individuals that see names like Maurice Joshua, last year's Grammy winner, see names like yourself, house pioneers that have put out records and helped jumpstart a lot of individual careers. Wayne Williams, you know, I mean, what do you want to say to the people about this whole full-length album as a whole?
Basically, I think that anything that brings everybody together, it can't be anything but good. I mean, like back in '97 when we did the Chicago reunion album, that was the whole point. Right. You know, because prior to that point, nobody had done anything together. We all did our things individually, but this was the first, and everybody was always screaming, oh, y'all got no unity, you can't stick together, everybody's backstabbing, they stealing, they doing all this stuff. So what I wanted to show with that album was that we could come together and do it. Right. And this to me is just the second generation. It's just an evolution of taking it to another level and getting everybody else, you know, getting everybody together to show that, hey, we got unity, we're Chicago. This is the birthplace of house music, and we need to keep it the birthplace, because you know everybody else wants to take it and run with it and do their own thing and whatnot. But I mean, it's a special thing. I mean, you always got to support something that's homegrown and something that comes from the heart.
We appreciate the interview, Jesse. I mean, like I said, I think we're definitely going to make history with this album, because I don't think that there's been a project where the actual pioneers and the actual and a new generation of house music DJs and a new generation of house music producers have ever got on a project, you know, together and unify as one. So I think this is amazing, you know, to just come together. So I mean, in closing, is it anything that you want to say to the fans, to the people?
JesseSaunders.com.
Let's go.
Anything you want to know, the book will be up there, highlights, all the interviews, everything is there. The agency, we're taking and expanding it to a new level. We're JustAgency.com. We're actually doing a thing called Talent Bid now, which will enable everybody to like get in there and be their own agent. Record label, my label is Broken Records US. Visit that. We got a lot of good releases coming on there. I'm gonna try to get something from a man on there, along with everybody else. You know.
You know it's always love. Anything you need, I'm just a phone call away. So we're definitely gonna sign off. And I mean, Jesse, we appreciate the interview. And like I said, man, hopefully you guys appreciate the interview. And let's make history.
What's up, Chicago? This is Bam from Power 92, and you are checking out the Chicago LP right here.